Salzman.
I motion for council to receive the report for information and that no further action be taken to the municipality at this time pursuant to the recommendation of the committee of the whole. And I should read the creation of a genealogical history center.
Thank you very much. I was going to say it needs to be in there so we know what we're doing. Okay. Seconder. Councillor Welsh. Any comments or questions on this motion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. Second motion, 5.2. Councillor Longmire.
I move to approve the road name Catalpa Court for the shared access road in Dalton Corner on PID 053111493 in accordance with the recommendation of Committee of the Whole.
Thank you very much. Seconder, Deputy Warden. Any comments or questions on the motion? It is a tree. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. Third motion, 5.3. Councillor Oxner.
I move to approve the road name Sunward Lane for the shared road in Carlton Corner on PID 053119493 pursuant to the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you very much. Seconder. Councillor Connell. Search for the last name. Any questions or comments on this motion? Seeing none. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. Fourth motion, 5.4. Councillor Welsh.
I move to send a letter to the Nova Scotia Invasive Species Council, NSISC, requesting coordinated efforts to raise awareness and promote a unified response to invasive species in accordance with the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you very much. Seconder, Councillor Harding. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. Okay, the bylaw and livestock. On page 22, I need a motion to be read. Councillor Salzman.
I move to give final reading to approve bylaw 10 livestock, first reading having been given on July 15th, 2025.
Thank you. Seconder, Councillor Cranton. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. Okay, so the last piece is on page 22 to page 20. On page 27. Page 27 to 35 is a list of all the council motion practices that we're going through. The whole list is there for your perusing. And now we are to councillor comments. We will start with District 1.
Greetings from District 1. Summer had quickly passed us by with challenges that we've never experienced here in the county. My thoughts are with the residents of West Dow Housing as they get back slowly to their community. I'd like to send a thank you out to all the workers, firefighters, the heavy equipment operators, the volunteers, everyone who has stepped in and made a bad situation better. And not last, but the drought, just like to make mention of all the farmers that are trying to get the crops off for harvest season. Hopefully the yields are there for them as they move forward. Hopefully Mother Nature will bless us with some rain.
Thank you. District
Hello from District 2. I would like to highlight once again the couple breakfasts we have in District 2, Margarettsville. They'll be winding down on the number of them this year. I know last month they canceled it due to the fires, but I'm hoping this month we'll have it. I know the Port George breakfast was fortunate enough to have a local in the neighborhood donate scallops for the breakfast, so that was a nice treat for the community, and there might be that again this month, I think. And I guess to finish it off, with the still this continuation of the woods ban, I just would encourage people to take use of the wharf we have in District 2 and the skidway, one of the few in the area. And, the bay isn't as scary as one might think when you get out there. So, I was hoping to see more people use it with the woods ban, but there's a little bit of time yet until the snow flies, so. Like that.
Thank you very much. District 3.
Thank you. I actually didn't have a lot prepared because I forgot, to be honest. So first I just want to say thank you for all the work that's happened within the municipality and to welcome our new CAO. I know that he's hit the ground running, but luckily he parachuted in a little beforehand to get a little bit of briefing and knowledge about what's going on. I do want to thank everyone within the municipality, including the council, for the support and the effort that they put into the current fire situation. I know it's something that we hopefully never expected, and it was always a situation of, well, that won't happen here. Well, the problem is it's a sign of the times we live in that, unfortunately, we're going to continue to deal with things like this, and it just shows the fact of why we have our REMO and the relationship we have with the different municipalities. And it's truly come to fruition. And I really want to thank REMO and our organization for that, because from my participation in this, I keep seeing how far advanced we are compared to other people that were in the same situations. So, something that happened yesterday, a comment was made that something we're dealing with right now at the end of the first month is something that other municipalities didn't start actioning or dealing with until 3 months into their forest fire. So it just shows that we do have leadership within the municipality, and REMO is definitely well suited to support that. So I have no fears in the future of any, hopefully don't have to use it. It's like insurance, if you pay for it, you hope you don't have to use it. But I do want to thank everyone within the municipality, because sometimes the municipality is forgotten within the scope of all this, where it's our municipality, it's our residents, it's our emergency. So we're playing a strong role within that and advocating for our people, and we'll continue to do so. But at the same time, I do want to thank the other departments within the province. Department of Natural Resources has been phenomenal, and so is Department of Emergency Management. It just shows, like today, for the third week in a row, we have re-entries happening. And that can only happen with the hard work and dedication that DNR, our local firefighters, and people from across Nova Scotia, across Canada, has helped come to the need of our municipality. Which is quite amazing when you talk to people throughout Canada and they sometimes couldn't point out Annapolis County on a map. But the helicopters and the planes and the rescuers still showed up. And I also want to thank 14 Wing Greenwood for their continued support, and just everyone. It's really heartfelt to know the amount of community effort that's gone into this and the amount of volunteerism that is happening over this. And monetary. I had a meeting yesterday, and it looks like they've raised almost 100,000, if not more, in support of the West Dalhousie area. So we're not involved at the municipality level on that or what they're going to use that money for, but it just shows that we continue to step up and will continue to step up. Now, to finally leave that forest fire, because it's been on my mind for 32 days now.
Yes.
So I just, most of my events within my district unfortunately have been canceled or moved or rescheduled because supporting the forest fire. Because the command center actually went to the real hub of our district at the Lions and Legion Club. So hopefully now that they've moved, we'll start seeing that used for community events again. But we do have the Clarence Country Market, which is on Clarence Road, just further down from Elliott Road, and they're open every Sunday until mid-October, as well as we have other activities happening throughout Port Lorne and Hampton. So I just encourage people to look at our county information guide, as well as the Bridgetown Reader. I know that more people are reading the Reader now because that's where they're getting some fire news and different other activities. I also want to mention about a program that the municipality is working with. Well, I guess we're kind of leading it. It's a 10-week virtual business accelerator program. It's a partnership we have for, I don't really want to call it youth, but I guess from the ages of 18 to 30, people that are looking at or just starting their entrepreneurship, which is very important within the Annapolis Valley. We have a huge number of companies that started out from entrepreneurship. You know, they saw a need and they filled the need. We even have entrepreneurs around the table here. So I just want to encourage anyone, they're still looking for people to apply. And they're looking at extending the application deadline to the 30th of September. And people can reach out to our county staff, Alyssa. And it's also on our county website. It's a great opportunity for people to meet and network and get information on how to start and operate their business, and it's really what we're here for and what we need to support. So thank you. That's it.
District 4.
Greetings from District 4. First off, I want to welcome our new CAO, Rob Frost. And I also want to acknowledge all those affected by the wildfires, as I'm sure everybody else has. My heart goes out to those who have lost their homes, and I just hope they are getting the support they need, and I'm confident that they are. My thoughts are with the evacuees. It's good to see some of them have been recently able to re-enter, and I'm hopeful and optimistic that with the progress we've been making, that the rest will be able to in the near future. And I just want to join, as everybody else has said so far, I also want to thank all those involved with the firefighting efforts and the supports, including the firefighters, the DNR, and all those involved with combating the wildfire. I want to thank our staff, the fellow councilors, volunteers, the support organizations, community organizations, local businesses that are collecting money and or allowing their staff to volunteer for some of these efforts, things like that. This is all really like an example of just how strong our community is. So, and I think just basically thank you to everybody. In terms of my district, community halls, just a couple things. They're heading into their fall programs. The Michelle Community Hall is having their monthly pancake breakfast on September 27th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And they have just noted that this particular pancake breakfast is a fundraiser in which all the proceeds and donations at that event will go to the people affected by the fires. Bishop Park is having a drive-through chili supper. That is also on September 27th from 4:30 to 6 p.m. And they do have a vegan option, so if you don't like chili, but there's a vegan option. The Tupperville Community Hall is having Harvest Supper on October 4th from 5 to 7 p.m. And this is definitely a big thing for them. I was at their supper in the spring, and it was well attended, and I suspect this will be as well. And then there are the ongoing weekly events at the Granville Ferry Hall. So that, as I've said before, that hall is very active with lots of ongoing weekly events. The Family Literacy Program returns to Champlain Elementary School this week, and that's on Wednesday nights from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And that is a free program for families in the local area if they wish to attend. And then just last, I just had a quick update as council's appointment to the board for the Valley exhibition. Just a couple quick bullet points. I first want to say it's been a real pleasure to be council's appointment to that board in this past year, just to see all the work that goes into planning for one big week. I know they have lots of other things that go on the grounds, but just speaking specifically to Exhibition Week. So it's been really quite a learning experience to see all the work and stuff that goes into that. Just some of the key points from the feedback that they shared was that it was a bit of a slow start, but they finished strong, and they were down just about 3% from last year, but on par or above the last few years prior to that. And they did reference that so we spent all year worrying about rain, and it ended up being the reverse. It was the heat and the wildfire were a bit of an issue. They were able to solve a lot of the electrical issues that they had in the past with a grant from the municipality, and they completed some electrical upgrades that addressed a lot of their past issues. They employed 30 staff in the month of August. 24 specifically worked during the week of exhibition, and they had around 200 volunteers for the month of August, again with most of them working during the week of exhibition. And they do have some more stuff that they would share, but they are also in the process of finalizing an economic impact study that will be ready to anticipate by the end of the month, and I can forward that along as well. So, thank you.
Thank you. District 5.
Thank you. Summer updates from District 5. Warm welcome to our new CAO, Robert Frost. This is going to be a bit long, but I feel it's necessary. This summer has been both inspiring and challenging for our communities. August was certainly different this year as we faced the Long Lake wildfires in West Dalhousie. I want to express my heartfelt thanks in no particular order to the county, REMO, DNR, TIR, heavy equipment operators, 14 Wing Greenwood, local and Canada-wide firefighters, pilots, EHS, Bridgetown Legion, Canada Red Cross, Salvation Army, Bridgetown Curling Club, West Dalhousie Hall, Sunset Tides Developments, and other community halls, churches, volunteers, and all other agencies who came together to support those affected. Your caring hearts, dedication, teamwork were extraordinary and continue to be extraordinary. We, on behalf of District 5, are deeply grateful. Beyond the fires, it was a very busy summer with other highlights, my apologies. Ravenhaven, Annapolis County Staff and Council, Social, Central League, Community Hall opening of a new comfort center, which is most impressive. We need those now that we've seen what we've come through the wildfires. Heritage events, Acadian Festival in Fort Anne, Belle Isle Open mic hosted by Jennifer and Charlie Thibodeau, and the Garrison Graveyard event with Parks Canada marking 13 years of Mapanapolis. Arts Place celebrating District 5 artist Susan Took, and as well her table talk, Joe and Lauren Julian, a Mi'kmaq family story. They were extraordinary. Port Royal Lighthouse Association had a very successful lobster roll fundraiser for the Shafter Point Lighthouse, and sincere thanks to the communities and the volunteers that made this a success. It sold out. Volunteering and fundraising efforts throughout have been exceptional. Supporting the Bridgetown Legion, Sunset Tides, Cornwallis Park, helping to feed the agencies responding to our fires was utmost important. Community happenings coming up. Lower Granville Hall, Port Royal, Fitness and Walking Book Club, coffees on Friday mornings at 10. Youngs Cove Hall, coffee Monday mornings at 10:30 a.m. and music jams Friday nights at 7. New Horizon Hall, music jams Monday nights at 7. September is an exciting time for students as they head back to their studies, sports, and clubs. Wishing students, teachers, EAs, bus drivers, and all those providing other community school support a wonderful year. It has been a summer of resilience, creativity, connection. I look forward to seeing many of you at events this fall as we continue to grow stronger. Stay tuned for updates on the Delapse Cove Wild Wilderness Trail 40 years celebration in October. Thanks.
Thank you. We are at District 6.
Greetings from District 6. Regular council, regular council duties have kept me busy, meeting with residents, handling property matters, and following up with road maintenance with Public Works and our provincial partners. I'll continue pushing for clear timelines and report back as work is scheduled. On August 14th, we had a full house at Folker Hall as I introduced James Wallace, the new developer for the former ABDS lands north of Highway 1. A big thank you to everyone who came out respectfully, answered good questions, and listened. Mr. Wallace shared his vision for the site, and the community response was positive. This is the start of a process, not the end, and I'm committed to keeping residents involved as plans take shape. On Sunday, August 17th, I served as a panelist at Paint the Town and delivered opening remarks on behalf of the warden, who wasn't able to attend due to the Long Lake wildfire emergency. It's also a reminder of how Central Arts and culture are, I'm stumbling over my words today, sorry. I haven't done this in a month.
That's true.
It was a reminder of how Central Arts and culture are to our region's identity and economy. Artists, volunteers, and local businesses pulling together to create something bigger than the sum of its parts. That brings me to the wildfire. This wildfire tested us, and our community answered. From firefighters, REMO, Public Works, to volunteers and neighbors, there are too many acts of kindness to name. Churches and halls became hubs. Businesses and community members donated meals, food, fuel, time, and so much more. Farmers and contractors moved equipment. Folks shared generators, pastures, and spare rooms. Neighbors ran wellness checks and cared for pets. While fire crews were housed at the former ABDS barracks in Cornwallis Park, volunteers rallied, organized meals, laundry, supplies, and day-to-day support so crews could focus on the fire. Regional partners stepped in, proving that our sense of community doesn't stop at a boundary line. We'll remember the damage, but even more we'll remember the resilience, the quiet, unseen help, the neighbors checking in on neighbors, the way people showed up without waiting to be asked. And before I close, I'd like to thank our county staff, interim CAO Don Campbell, and my fellow councillors for their unwavering work through the crisis. Long days, long nights, and steady communication that kept people safe and supported. To everyone who lifted someone else up these past weeks, thank you. This is what community looks like here. That is who we are, and that's how we'll move forward together. Thank you.
Thank you. District 7. Okay, great. District 8.
Okay, morning everyone from District 8. I'd like to say I hope everyone had a good summer, but I know that many in our county did not. So I would just like to say that my family's thoughts and prayers go out to those affected by the wildfires, and I know that there were some that lost their homes, and my heart goes out to them. I can't imagine what that must feel like. The news that more evacuees were allowed back into the area yesterday was welcome, but I can only imagine it's the start of a long and difficult journey for a lot of those people to try to get back to some kind of sense of normal. So my thoughts, and I know my family's thoughts are with them. I'd like to thank everyone involved in the fire response, including the municipal staff, and especially the interim CAO, Dawn Campbell. She was thrust into a difficult situation and managed to calmly work through it while showing compassion for residents, was at the forefront of everything that we did, and I think we accomplished that. So thank you to the staff and to the interim CAO, Dawn Campbell, for that. Also, a thank you to the warden and the deputy warden, and the councillors as well, who worked tirelessly answering questions and keeping the public informed. I think Deputy Warden Enzo might have a future as a news anchor. He got so good in front of the camera. I'd also like to thank the firefighters, both local and from away, who were working nonstop every day to help contain the fire. Your dedication has helped to keep some homes and families safe, and I know that me and my family truly appreciate that. I'd also like to say thanks to all of the volunteers across the county that stepped up and continue to do so with the firefighting efforts, as well as the Salvation Army and the Red Cross, who helped get families that were evacuated what they needed when they needed it. As for me, I did take a tour of the facility in Cornwallis Park that's housing firefighters. I gotta say I was impressed with what they're doing to accommodate those that are staying there. They provide a full breakfast every morning, bag lunches to take with them, and a full supper every evening. As you can imagine, it's a really difficult job, and being able to have some of the simple comforts like a room, toiletries, 3 meals a day is an extra help to these men and women that have come to help protect our county. So I extend my thanks to the volunteers and the owners of the facility for putting the firefighters up. I'll also mention that I attended the firefighters' breakfast in Bear River last weekend. My 4-year-old son, Lachlan, has insisted we go every single month. He has declared that it is his favorite place to eat in the world. So I'll see you all next month. He loves it there, so we'll be back next month. The summer was busier and more chaotic than many expected, but I do plan on hosting the Coffee with Your Counselor sessions. I'd hoped to do some over the summer, but things got a little bit crazy. So the next session will be at the Milford Hall, and I'll be scheduling a date late September, early October. So I look forward to seeing anyone that's wanting to come out and just have a chat. Look forward to seeing you there. And I also would like to welcome our new CAO, Rob Frost. Great to have you here. Looking forward to working with you. So thanks, everyone. That's it.
Thank you. District 9.
Greetings from District 9. Welcome, Rob Frost. I think you've started a trial by fire, as they say, literally. But welcome aboard. I'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to Don Campbell, our interim CAO, the county staff, councillors, partners, volunteers for all their hard work and the long hours they've committed to the Dalhousie wildfire. So many organizations have provided support and more to the firefighters and evacuees. In District 9, the Nicktodd Baptist Church opened their doors to provide a place for the evacuees from the number 10 to stop for snacks, coffee, supplies, and a chance to meet others experiencing the challenges of having to evacuate. I was fortunate to help out at the animal care facility on a few occasions, and I met some very interesting, hysterical friends that we had visiting. And I think it eased the mind of some evacuees to have such a lovely facility for their animals to have to reside for the term of their evacuation. I'm looking forward to the East End Advisory Committee meeting this week. We had an unexpected slowdown in our process, but are moving forward again. Thank you to the planning team. That's it for me.
Thank you very much. District 10.
Greetings from District 10. Welcome, Rob. Glad to see you're here and hit the road running. That's thank you for that. I want to thank our staff and Dawn and our counselors that were busy with the wildfires and all the persons that helped with the fire. And that is everybody, everyone's mentioned. And I don't want to miss anybody, so I just want to make sure everyone's thanked that has put efforts into collecting funding, to fighting the fires. And when I was at the barricade letting people in, a gentleman came up the road and stopped, and he got out and he goes, "Where am I?" He said, "I gotta find the helicopter pad out on by Spectacle Lake." He said, "I'm from Ontario, I don't even know where I am." So it was good to see that they were in good spirits. They definitely was a great part in how helping us and stuff like that, but it was good to see that they had some little bit of kick in their voice, and they were still interested in what they were doing and helping, so that was great. I spent a few weeks moving people and things from the wildfire area in District 10. I took many phone calls from people across our county on issues, because being in a district that houses a lot of summer homes, cottages around the lakes, it just wasn't my regular residents I got phone calls from. I got them from people all over our county, and it was good that I could help. I helped supply some water tanks and stuff for a gentleman that really didn't want to leave his home, so we made sure he was secured. But other than that, it's been a very busy month. And also I want to thank the businesses for donating that didn't want any recognition, because there is a whack of them. A whack of businesses just said, I don't want any recognition, but what do you need? I had phone calls from individuals saying, I want to donate, but I don't want any recognition for it. I just want to make sure that I get some stuff that they can help out. So it's good to see that our community pulls together. Moving on from that, and also the Nicktoll Church for setting up the meals and the tea and coffee meets. They were a little bit later on in the program, and like most of us, I don't ever want to see another episode of emergency of this status, but it was something that we got to do earlier in the stages to make sure that all communities are covered. But people that went there was very enjoyed, and it calmed them down when they got the chance to talk to their neighbors and other people there. So other than that, visited the Lawrencetown exhibition. Realized that the economy the way it is, and definitely the wildfires going on in our community affected some of the things that went on in the month of August. I know that it was down in people attending. Wharf Rat Rally, which supports a lot of Annapolis County businesses, they were down a fair amount this year too. But we had people come into our restaurant on bikes and say, I guess I'm going home, the smoke's too heavy for me. So there's different reasons that events were down in the month of August, and the wildfires didn't help that. Beaver Creek Winery had a wine testing and car show, which was their first one, and that went over very well. Lots of local antique cars and other vehicles there. I went to the 150th anniversary of the Albany Church, and when I was listening to the history of the church, and I can't recall what year, but back many, many years ago, there was a major forest fire in Albany Cross. And the fires came right up beyond the church. And of course, the way they tell it is that it was an act of beyond ours, that the wind shifted and took the fire away from the church, and the church wasn't touched. So it was pretty amazing that all of a sudden we got another major forest fire going on, which could have reached the church. And here they're telling us in the history of the church of a major wildfire. So the history was great. It was well attended. And other than that, for having a month off, we were very busy. especially our warden and deputy warden and our staff. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Councillor, I guess I'm the last one to go. I'd like to take a few seconds to say a huge heartfelt thank you to everyone. The list has been given out by several of the councillors, the deputy ones, so on. And thank you is such a little word for what everybody has been giving of themselves. Even the people who are not from our county that come to the county to help. Not from our province, but come to the county to help. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are in it together. We're united. We will stay united until this is all done. So, thank you to all of this, includes all of you as well. And we'll move on. Okay, so there's been so many things going on this month. But the major thing was making sure that our residents were taken care of from the wildfire. So the only thing I have to say is thank you, staff, for hanging in with us and with the residents and working so diligently. There have been, and even the newbie came diligently and helped us out, which is great, fantastic. And we will continue. The last thing I have to say is we have an event going on at the Three Rivers Community Center. And they're having a bake sale and a ticket auction on Saturday, September 27th from 10 to 2. It's 41 Messenger Road, Coburg Mines. And don't forget to check their Facebook page as they have other events coming up. And there's all sorts of activities going on there at the same time. So, we will move on. We are going, well, we didn't get a number, I think it would be 8.1, 9, to in camera. And the in camera is, again, would be, under what section it is, Deputy Warden?
Section 22, litigation or potential litigation of municipal government act.
Thank you. We need a seconder for that motion. Councillor Austin. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Against no. Motion passed.